Hi, my name is Daniela Archer. I'm a youth intern with the Congress of Black Women of Manitoba for this year. Today, I will be giving you some tips and tricks associated with Google, the most powerful search engine of our generation. Now, Google is a very powerful tool. As you all know, Google first came to be as a search engine. Now, a search engine is basically a way to research information from the Internet database. Now, we all know that you can type things into the search bar and get results, but here are a couple tips that will refine your search and give you more pinpointed and detailed results. The first one, use quotes. The same way that quotations will keep a direct quote from if you're referencing an author or a storybook, the same way it works with Google. So if you use quotes around the phrase you're looking for, it will find it in documents in the exact order and the same way that they appeared when you typed them within the quotes. So we all know that sometimes it will take apart your words. It will look up the first word and see where it appears, or the last word. Well, using quotes keeps it all together. The second tip is using a star within your quotes, or an asterisk. If you're looking up something but you forget one of the words in the phrase that you're looking up, you can use this as a tool for finding the proper phrase that you're looking for. So this is perfect for if you're looking for song lyrics or a quote, but what you do is you put the star in the place where you forgot the word. So if, for example, we're looking up Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound, and you forget that the second word is grace, what you do is you type in amazing, asterisk, how sweet the sound, all within quotes, and it will manually fill what they think that space is and generate search results based on that. The next tip is using a minus sign. Now, the minus sign is great for if you're looking up something that has a double meaning. For example, if you're looking up bears, but you don't want animals, you want the Chicago Bears, which is a sports team. What you do is you would type in bears, space, minus sign, animal. And the minus animal are right next to each other. By doing that, it will eliminate all the results that have to do with animals while still giving you all the results that have to do with bears. Tip number 4, using verses. Now, the word vs is a comparison word when you're comparing two objects. Google recognizes this and reacts accordingly. This works best for if you're comparing foods and nutrition facts. So, for example, if I'm comparing an apple and an orange and I want to see which one is healthier, I can do apple space vs space orange, and it will generate a set of nutrition facts in a side-by-side comparison so that we can see what are the differences between each. The fifth and final tool is using the word define. If you say define in any word in the English language, it will sift through all the web pages and all the results to formulate a Google definition for you. So if you are looking for any phrase you want, say define and that word, Google will create a definition for that word. So these are some tips with Google as a search engine. Web pages. So once you put in exactly what you're searching for or your search query in the bar beside Google, Google will generate a list of hundreds of thousands of millions of web pages that will appear below your search bar. Once you have all those results, I think one of the difficult parts is deciding which websites to use. Well, if you're doing research, I suggest you use .edu, .org, or .gov. Now, these are the endings that will appear at the end of the long URL or the long list of www. blah 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 .edu or .org or .gov. EDU stands for educator, org stands for organization, and gov stands for government. .gov is by far the best because that must mean that somebody in government has approved this website and approved the information and that it is credible and has been fact-checked. If you're not looking for research and you're just looking because you're just surfing the internet, I suggest you do not click in the cream box at the top, cream as in the color. These are usually the first two options that appear under your search query. Now, I recommend you don't click here because usually these are advertisements. These are people who have gone to Google and paid Google so that they can advertise on their website. And usually once you click on that link, it will take you to eBay or some other company that is trying to sell you something. So once you've gotten through all of that and you've actually found a web page that works for you, use Control F, which is a tip that will help you find something specifically in a document that has a lot of text. So for example, if you're on Wikipedia and you are looking for a certain word in your document and you don't have time to look through the whole thing, by pressing Control F, a bar will appear somewhere on your page. It differs with each type of computer and operating system. But a bar will appear and you can type in your specific word and Google will highlight all the times it appears in the document. Once that is done, you can use Enter or the arrows to go through all of the results. Google accounts are absolutely free. They give you more personal access to Gmail, YouTube, Google Maps, Google Play, Google Plus, a calendar, a drive. If any of these things interest you or seem like something you would use, I recommend you create a Google account. The rest of my video will be all about Google accounts and all of the various aspects of your Google account. So if this is something that interests you, please continue to listen. Okay, so making a Google account is fairly easy. All you have to do is open your search engine, go to Google, and in the corner on the right side, it will have a sign in area in blue. If you click on that sign in, it will take you to a place where if you already had a Google account, that is where you would sign in. But because you don't have a Google account, you go and scroll down a little to the bottom and it will have create a new account. So if you look on the left of the slide in front of you, there is a little image. And on that image, you will see what the page looks like when you're making a Google account. So all you have to do is put in your name, your email. You can keep your email the same. If you want a new Gmail account, it will also allow you to do that. You choose a password, date of birth, what country you live in. There's a couple of other optional things that you can put in, and verify your account and accept the user agreement. And there you go. You have your own free Google account, which allows you to do so much more on Google than if you didn't have one. Tools. There are many tools associated with your new Google account. Lots of the things that I said in previously that you have access to are a part of your toolbar. So if you follow with me on the screen in front of you, if we start left to right on the top row, the first icon is Google+. On Google+, you can generate these things called circles, in which you can communicate with other people who have a Google account. Almost like a Facebook account, but not quite, because there's not as much of your information going out. It's more of a discussion and less of a sharing of pictures and videos. Although you can do that, it is mainly for discussion. Then you move over to your right, Google Search. That's your regular icon for if you're searching with Google. Move to your right one more, you get YouTube. And on YouTube with your Google account, it also works as your YouTube account because Google owns YouTube. So what you do is you sign in on your account, and this gives you access to like videos, comment and become a part of the discussion on the bottom of all your videos, favorite, subscribe to your favorite people who make videos, and allows you to basically make the videos yours and become a part of how everybody else is receiving the video. So I think that's pretty cool. Then moving down to the next row, left to right again, you have Google Maps, which just allows you to search for various locations. It gives you directions. If you have a smartphone and you have a Google account and your Google Maps, it has a GPS. It gives you walking, bus routes, car. It gives you everything you would possibly need out of a GPS map kind of device. To the middle, you have Google Play, which is basically like iTunes for Google. So you can go and buy books, movies, music, TV shows, newspapers, magazines, apps, games. You could basically buy anything that you would want that has to do with technology that you would find on iTunes, you can find that on Google Play. Moving again, you have Google News, and that's where you can get up to date on your news. You can subscribe to your favorite newspapers and favorite magazines, and you can get your news there. Then moving down, you get Gmail, which I will talk about a little bit later as well. But basically, Gmail is email for Google. And if you have a Gmail account, you can make one when you're making your Google account, but also you can just have a Gmail account separately or a different email. Then moving to the middle, on the bottom row is Google Drive, which is my favorite part of having a Google account. Google Drive I will also talk about in the next slide, but Google Drive basically allows you to share files with anybody else who has a Google account without using a USB or email or taking up crazy amounts of space, because you can share things like videos, which do take up a lot of space, but Google Drive gives you an option of sending these without completely slowing down your device, and keeps all of your tools and all of your files on a cloud where you can access them from any computer. Then finally we have a calendar, which allows you just to day plan, and it will give you notifications if you want it to, and it's just a calendar that will help you keep organized. So there are lots of cool tools associated with your new Google account. So as promised, Google Drive. So Google Drive allows you to access files whenever internet access is available. So you could be on your home computer, you could be on your friend's computer, your work computer, any computer that has Google as a search engine, which is pretty much all of them, and you just have to sign in on your Google account and open Drive. And when you open Drive, you will have access to all the files that you have uploaded to your Drive account. So for example, if I'm working on a PowerPoint at home and I will be presenting it at work, I'm at home and I finish the PowerPoint, I log onto my Google Drive account, and there will be an arrow. On the next one I'll also show a picture. I upload the file to Google Drive, and then once it's uploaded, I can send it off to various people and share it with anybody else who has a Google Drive account. This is great because people can also comment on your files, you can share them, you can edit them as a group. So it's also great for group projects and group work. Now, every Google Drive account starts with 15 gigabytes of free storage. To give you an idea of how much space that is, you can save 500 to 2,500 Word documents in 1 gigabyte of storage. So with 15, you can share complete videos, you can share tons of Word documents, tons of PowerPoints, anything you'd want, you can share and save for your use on a Google Drive. So this is how our Google Drive account looks once you've logged in on your Google account. You've gone to the little tools, which is represented by those gray boxes, and you've clicked Google Drive. Now, this is how it looks generally. As you see, the green arrows pointing to something called title, which is the title of all the files you've uploaded, and they'll all appear here. And then on the left side, you have create, which is the red little box, as well as an arrow beside that. The arrow will allow you to upload a new file to the drive, while create allows you to create a Word or PowerPoint within Google Drive. Like, you don't even have to open a separate Word or PowerPoint. You can create it right there. So the arrow will help you upload. You click on the arrow, then you search through your files, whether you saved it on a USB, in your documents. You can click it from where it is and open it, and it will take a little time and upload to the drive. Now, also along the side is starred. If you star something, you can star it so that it appears in a special area. You have shared with me, so if people share things with you. You also have what you have shared and your personal area. So there are all these little options that fall under your general Google Drive account. So it's pretty easy to follow because all of your things appear. You can either order them by title, by date, and it's a great way to store all your files. Here's your Gmail account. So if you wanted to create a Gmail, this is how it looks. It looks like any other email, just slightly different. It has the same basis. There's Compose, which is the orange thing on the left, which is for making new emails. Under that you find your inbox, your junk, your sent. It works just like how any other email will. If you have a Google Plus account, your circles might also appear here. I'll tell you more about circles in a later video, but circles are basically a way to communicate with other people. So it's a regular email account. The only thing that's different is that you made your email with Google. It works the same way that it would work with any other email. So just treat it as if it was any other email. So as a little bonus, I would like to talk about something that's fairly new to Google, and it's called image searching. So as opposed to just searching for an image by typing in a word that you're searching for, you can actually upload a picture to Google, and it will actually look for where this image comes from. It will guess for who's in the image, and it'll give you a lot of other information. So it's super cool. I'll have a little example. But what happens is you click on the little camera icon, which is as soon as you open Google, you'll click the tab that says images, and you'll see a little camera beside a microphone. Now the microphone, of course, is for if you want to speak and say what you're looking for instead of typing. But the camera is for image searching. So once you click on the camera, you either have the option to insert the image URL, so type in the website from where you found the image, or you can upload the image. So this is an example of an image search that I conducted at the Congress office. On one of our laptops we have the background of Dr. Martin Luther King, and it has a picture of him and the word dream beside it. So what I did is I went to my trusty Google search engine. I went to image by clicking the tab at the top. I clicked on the camera icon and I selected upload the image. We saved our wallpaper on the desktop, so I was able to upload that directly from the desktop. It loaded for a little bit and boom, this is what appeared. It shows me the dimensions of the picture I put in. It showed me the best guess for who is in the picture. It showed me visual similar images, which means it might not be the exact picture you're looking for, but things that look kind of like it. It showed me websites containing the picture and information on the person that they thought was in the picture. So through this, I ended up learning so much more about the person than if I had just left the image by itself. It almost allows you to work backwards. Find out information of the person from the picture, as opposed to finding information and then finding a picture associated with it. So that was very beneficial. So that brings me to the end of my quick tutorial on Google. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for taking time to listen and learn a little bit more about Google.